Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, hello there, and welcome to another Ham Brothers podcast episode. I'm your humble host, Robert Brunel. With me, as always, is La Morsa, Anthony Galles.
Hello.
And your favorite Jew and mine, Matthew Shipway. You're just not going to say anything.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. Did it take you a second to think of that, or were you just going to initially go with silence?
I think that was his plan.
Okay.
Was silence all around.
See, remaining silent is what Matt should have done in the story he's about to relate right now about a bit of a traumatic experience
I don't know what you're talking about.
had recently.
Uh-oh.
Do you not want to talk about it?
Were you arrested?
Close.
Uh-oh. Were you racially profiled?
Possibly. This is a fun game. Okay, let's keep guessing.
Okay, so it has to do with police officers.
Yeah.
You were riding your bike.
No.
Oh, well, shit. They came to your house?
Well, no.
Where else would you have had an interaction with the police?
He just wasn't riding the bike.
Oh, so you had the bike. You
No.
were walking the bike.
No.
Just walking.
You're walking. Okay. Walking from the bar
No.
to the bar.
Close.
Walking to get groceries.
No. Almost there.
Walking home from getting groceries.
Kind
Not
of.
groceries.
Kind of. How are you?
Not
kind
a supermarket. You could go down.
Walmart.
No.
No, smaller.
7-Eleven.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, you were walking back from 7-Eleven.
At what time?
Oh. Okay, well, first of all, what were you... Well, no, you were getting cigarettes.
Yeah, amongst other stuff.
Cigarettes and booze.
No booze.
Cigarettes and taquitos.
No.
Cigarettes and...
Lube. It was lube. It was lube for his asshole.
It was not.
See, because I think that what the other item is going to determine what time this was.
No.
No?
It wasn't.
Really? Hold on. You need to get up.
You need to realize that Matt, doesn't keep hours of a human being.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Well,
What
Wait,
okay, let me ask you
cigarettes
this.
and toilet paper.
Let me ask you this. No, but let me ask you this. What would be the worst possible time to go walking out in the street and to get fucked with by the cops?
In the middle of the day when it's hot as shit?
No.
No.
When are you most likely to get rolled on? Just
Oh,
walking.
at like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. Right. Okay.
All right, there we go. See,
Okay. Okay, well, what else were you fucking getting? Cigarettes and what?
keep guessing.
Oh, god damn it.
No, it
Cigarettes
doesn't-
and pork rinds.
No. I just... Should I go into the story? Or?
yes, I wanted
mean,
to
come
just do
on.
it. That's what you're supposed to do from the start.
All right. So this was a couple weeks ago. It happened at about 4 o'clock in the morning. But oddly enough, I had been woken up. I had fallen asleep way early the day before. I had fallen asleep at like 8:30 the night before.
In the morning, you fell asleep at 8:30 in the
No,
morning.
8:30 at night. And I was woken around like 3:30 in the morning by the sound of helicopters flying over my house. I was like, what the fuck? Really loud. I tried going back to sleep, but I couldn't because for like a good 15, 20 minutes, the helicopters were still circling around.
I was actually swatting him over a gaming beef.
So I can't fall back asleep, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to get my day started. I might as well start work.
At 4 a.m.
Yeah,
Right.
4 a.m.
That's when I start work. I go in at 4:30, so. Okay.
And
Go
so
on.
I'm trying to get my day started. I put some clothes on. I look in my fridge. I don't have anything to drink. I'm thirsty, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to 7-Eleven, get myself a drink.
So it was booze you were
No, not booze. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. You can't buy booze at 4 o'clock in the
Oh, yeah,
morning.
that's true.
So I leave my house. I start walking towards 7-Eleven. I see the helicopter circling around the 60 freeway. I figure, oh, it's probably like a car accident or something. Keep walking a little bit further. I see there's like 6, 7 cops over by the 60 freeway by the AMPM by my house.
Okay. It's on the other side then.
Yeah, on the other side of the 60. So I'm like, oh shit, wonder what's going on. I go to 7-Eleven, I go in there. I buy like some snacks, some cigarettes, and like a big ass double gulp of bright pink. It's like a watermelon, like cucumber kind of drink.
What other
Agua,
snacks
like
did
agua
you?
fresca?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What other snacks did you have?
Yeah.
That could also arouse suspicion. Because,
I think like trail mix, maybe.
okay, continue.
And so,
So wait, well, hold on. Wait, were those snacks that you bought for the duration of the day, or
Yeah.
just to get you through?
just to kind of like get me through my work. That was
Okay.
it.
So 8 hours you were gonna. So over 8 hours.
Well, just to get my day started, I just
Right.
went
So
to
that
go
was your
get this
breakfast.
stuff. Yeah,
Breakfast
essentially.
was okay. Gotcha.
And so I buy my big ass pink drink. I walk out the store, and I still see all those cops. And as I'm walking out, I see like 3 cops roll up on one dude that's walking by them.
Right.
And they're all like, get on the floor, put your shit on the ground. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
shit,
shit.
what's going
Okay.
on? I'm like, okay. So I just start making my way home. I don't want any part of that. I'm about 10 feet away from 7-Eleven. I'm walking south on Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And so some cops roll up behind me. They cut into the other lane so that their car is facing me. So
Right.
so they're driving like this, go, "Er."
90-degree.
Right.
Yeah, 90-degree angle. The lights are on. Everything. Cop gets out of his car, pointing his gun at me with his flashlight. He's like, "Put your shit on the ground. Get your hands, or get on your knees. And put your hands on your head."
Oh my God.
I was like, "What?" He's like, "Get on the ground. Put your hands on your head." I'm like, "Why? I didn't do anything wrong." He's like, "What?" I was like, "I didn't do anything wrong." So I'm getting worked up just thinking about this right now. Sorry.
Yeah. Come on. What happened?
It's all right.
So he's holding his gun, pointing it at me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
I didn't do anything wrong, so I'm like, fuck this situation. And like earlier in the day, I'd seen like one of those shitty cop block videos where the guy like, there's some asshole that goes around like just pissing off cops just so they'll stop him on purpose so
Oh,
he
right.
can like tell them, oh, you don't have any right to stop me. I'd seen one of those, so that was like fresh in my head. I was like, no, I haven't done anything wrong. What the fuck is?
But
why are
wait,
you-
what does that video have to do with your
His
state of
attitude.
mind?
My
Like-
No, it's
attitude?
his attitude towards the police.
Oh,
Like
okay,
they stopped
so
me
you
for no
were-
reason. I was pissed.
Right. Right.
Even though there was a fucking gun in my face, I was like, no.
Right.
I figured I'll put my white privilege to good for good use. this
Excuse
one
me,
time.
sir. Can you see what color my skin
Yeah.
is? Like, what?
So, guns in my face. I'm not listening to the cop at all because I'm up.
Smart. That's a smart thing.
Yeah.
To
That's
do.
exactly what I said. It was so at this point you stop complying.
Right. Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Go on. So, gun in your face. You are arguing with the police
Yeah.
officers.
I'm like, I didn't do anything fucking wrong. Put your gun away.
You told.
Yes.
You told them that.
Yes.
Those are your actual
Yes,
words.
those were my words.
Okay.
He actually does put his gun away. He's like, give me your ID. I said, no. I didn't do anything wrong. Why do you need my ID? Ow. He's like, we need to check your ID, sir. Please just give me your ID. I was like, no, I'm not going to give you my ID until you tell
Like,
me
you
why
obviously
you pulled me
already
over.
know who I am since you
Ow.
stopped me and fucking threw a gun in my
Yeah,
face.
this whole time, I'm literally, they didn't see my face or anything when they pulled up on me. They
Right.
just saw my back, and then I'm
Right.
holding a big, bright
Sir,
pink
your ass
drink.
fit the description of a suspect that we
Yeah,
have.
essentially.
well, that's what I said. I was like, the description of a rapist was a thirsty Jew, and so they saw him with the giant aqua fresca, put two and two together.
So he's asking for your ID.
He's asking for my ID. I'm still
Not
I'm
complying.
Not complying. I'm not giving my
Right.
ID because he hasn't told me why he stopped me.
Right.
I asked him about 4 or 5 different times, why are you stopping me? And he wouldn't tell me.
Right.
He's like, sir, why don't you take a seat? I was like, I can't take a seat right now. I just had a gun in my face. My adrenaline is pumping. I can't.
I'm about to shit my pants. Like
It was
right.
either shit my pants or I don't know.
Right.
Take my pants. I don't know. And so
Take your pants off.
Take my
That
pants
was-
off. Yeah.
Have a seat. Just,
This is too
remove your
intense.
pants.
This is too intense. I gotta take my pants off.
Can't breathe. So hot.
Pants restricted my breathing.
And I'm not complying. Again, 4 or 5 times I asked him why he stopped me. He wouldn't tell me. About the 5th time I asked, he's like, you match the suspect description.
Right.
I was like, all you saw was my back and then I'm holding a bright pink drink. I don't know what kind of suspect description I'm matching.
Right.
And I was like, what is the suspect description? And he wouldn't tell me.
Outside at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
That was the subject. That was the description. Probably since they detained the first guy in your proximity, they don't know who the fuck they're looking for. Something happened in the area,
absolutely.
and they're just like,
Yep, they're rounding 'em up.
anybody on the street right now, stop them.
Right.
Yeah, that's probably why they wanted
they
his
had just
ID.
told me that right away.
I get that, but I mean, to think that the suspect went to 7-Eleven and purchased
Right.
a drink
Hey,
and snacks.
weirder shit, okay? Weirder shit has happened.
No, that's true.
I read a story recently about a fucking tweaker that broke into someone's house and cleaned it.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
saw
yeah.
that. They washed all the dishes.
They put like a fucking like an origami piece of toilet paper on that, like a hotel status.
Yeah, and a mint.
And a mint,
A
dude.
mint and an origami goose or swan.
Yeah, you never know. So go, okay, Matt. So,
But yeah, if the cop had just told me that I matched the suspect description in the beginning, I would have just given him my ID. Then once he finally told me, I went and reached for my ID. He immediately places his gun or his hand on his gun like he's about to pull it. I'm like, dude, I'm not taking out my wallet. I'm not grabbing my ID until you take your hand off your gun.
Right.
I'm like, you're making me very nervous.
Go
right now.
ahead.
So
Make my
take his hand
day.
off his gun. I give him my ID. Then he starts questioning about it. He's like, "What's your name?" I gave him my name. He's like, "What's your address?" I'm like, "Dude, I live right around the corner." I gave him my address.
That's not your address, Matt. Right around the corner is not your address. Answer the
No,
officer.
I gave him my address, and then he's just still
no, say it on
standing
the
there.
podcast.
And he's still standing there, just staring at. He didn't call my info in or anything. He didn't
Right.
do anything. He's just standing there looking at it.
Yeah. Just
For
making
like
sure
couple-
that
for a
you don't
couple
have
minutes.
a fake ID. For
Yeah,
some
and he's like,
reason.
"Sir, take a seat, please." I'm like, I can't sit down right now.
Right.
Too much adrenaline. You're making me nervous. I can't do it. I can't
Right.
sit down. I just want to go home. Don't tase me, bro. So cop's still looking at the ID. There's another cop in the car. I didn't realize. He steps out of the car. He's like, "Hey, it's not him. Let's go." Cop just gives me my
So what
gives
is
me
he-
my
what is
ID
the
back.
other cop doing this entire
Fuck
time?
if I know.
Probably
Probably
talking-
laughing at me.
No, probably talking with the other cops.
Yeah.
Like, okay, who do you got?
Right.
I got this like scraggly Jewish thirsty kid over here. Who do you got? You know.
He's got no socks on, but he's wearing shoes.
Yeah.
Shoes with no socks. Double gulp.
Very suspicious. Trail mix? What is he up to? What's he up to with this trail mix? Did he get the kind with candy or raisins? He got
It was
raisins?
both.
Put him in the back. Put him in the back. This guy's a fucking freak for sure. I don't know what he did, but we're going to figure it out.
Is this unsalted? Are those nuts unsalted? Get them.
I'm sorry, is this only cashews? Get on the ground.
Hey, what's wrong with that?
I don't know. It was just the first nut that came to my head.
What's wrong with only cashews?
Is this only almonds?
I mean, that's not
Put your
really
hands
trail
behind
mix,
your head.
It's just cashews.
Yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong. Yeah, exactly. It's not even trail mix anymore. You bought raisins and cashews? Only raisins and cashews?
I like to make my own trail mix them up.
So this, you seem pretty upset about this, man. This really traumatized you.
Yeah, I kind of did.
So, okay, so wait. So the other cop comes out, tells you...
They don't,
Or
they don't
tell-
tell me anything. The other cop just comes out, just says, "It's not him. Let's go." Cop that is fucking checking my shit just gives me my ID, says you can go.
Right.
See, that's what it is that when he's in possession of your ID, you're way less likely to take the fuck off for two
Right.
reasons. One, you don't have an ID anymore, and two,
He
the
knows
cop
where
has
you-
your ID. Right? So you're as long as he's in possession of your ID, you're way less likely to fucking start running.
Yeah.
And so probably they had somebody drive by and was like, "Nope, that's not the guy." You know?
Right.
And there was
Yeah.
another car. There was just a regular person trying to get to work, but the cop had blocked off the road.
Must have been a serious
How do you
crime.
wait? How do you know that guy was trying to get to work?
No, well, I'm sure it was 4:00 in the morning. I'm sure he was,
That was-
probably
yeah,
some
you
other
would-
guy was.
That was
try-
probably the
trying to get to work.
perpetrator. He was looking at you.
I'm just saying. Yeah, cop like blocked traffic just to fuck with me.
Wow, I wonder what happened.
I mean, I feel bad that this happened to you, but you could have avoided it. It's in a couple ways. Number one,
They woke me up. All
don't
right.
go to 7-Eleven
They woke me up.
at
This was
4
their
o'clock.
fault.
Yeah.
Don't walk on the street. Only people who are really on the street at 4 a.m. are like construction workers and people on drugs.
Yeah. And well, okay, also and don't leave your house to walk the street at 4:30 in the morning when there's active police activity. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, like I
you're
said, I
just
assumed
at-
it was just
you're-
happening on the 60.
You were asking for it. I mean,
See, what he should have done is set his big gulp in the gutter and then laid next to it so that he could still drink from it.
down on the ground. They're all, hold on.
Like your cheeseburger story,
Yeah.
where you almost got shot for a cheeseburger.
Put the burger down, please.
Oh, I'm very sorry, that Matt, that traumatized you. You haven't been sleeping well.
I'll get over it.
You know, talking about
How long ago was that? It was a couple
Almost a
weeks
month,
ago?
yeah.
Almost a month.
Yeah, we saw you. Why didn't you? I
Yeah.
can't believe you didn't tell us.
How did you
All
not
the shit
tell
about
us?
my kid was taking precedent over everything else.
Yeah, but you could have.
And
also
nobody
thrown that
asked.
in, too.
Nobody asked me, "Hey, anything crazy happened to you since the last time I saw you?"
No, but typically one of the first questions that we ask you is, "Hey, buddy, how's it going?"
Yeah, and I told
What
you,
have, and then what have you been up to?
and then I told you the stuff that was going on with my kid, and then
Right.
that took precedent over everything else.
Well,
Would you still
well, see, the thing of
thrown
it,
in
yeah, the thing
at
of it
some
is
point?
that nothing happens to you.
Yeah.
So, like, that would be of note.
Right.
I would think like, how you doing? All right, except for that time last week when the cop put his gun in my face. But
Right.
like, what?
That definitely could have come up.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, usually the assumption is that nothing has happened.
No, that's usually how it is. But I had two things to choose from to talk about, and I chose about one thing. I chose to talk about one thing instead.
About his
Any
son's
any
love
new
triangle.
development in that situation?
I don't want to talk about it.
No? Okay.
Oh, all right. We'll respect.
Yeah. Well,
Colin's
that
privacy.
was a little bit more personal issues, so we'll exclude that.
Well, hey, next time, get on the fucking ground and put your hands behind your head.
Yeah, dude. Like,
Okay?
I mean, why? Nothing changed.
Because you could get shot next time.
yeah.
Yeah.
And in this climate of everybody getting shot, well, not everybody.
I wouldn't want to fart too loud at gunpoint. you might just catch a cap.
I mean, usually, like, all my interactions with police officers have ended well, probably mainly because I'm white, and mainly because I also do what is asked of
Right.
me for the most part.
That's why me
Like-
being white was why I could be an asshole to them and nothing happened to me.
Yeah, that's probably true. Unfortunately,
If you had a more Jewish last name, it couldn't win sideways. If it was Shipowitz, he might have fucking jammed you up a little bit more.
well,
than
you're
that.
assuming that the police officer is
Anti-Semitic?
Yeah,
Well, yeah, of course. They're all. Is that not true?
of police officers.
Yeah. Is that a wrong?
I don't know if that's historically accurate at all. I don't know if there's evidence backing that up.
Oh.
I mean, unless Hitler himself was
I mean, the
a
Nazis
police
were
officer.
a police state. No, that's
No.
semantic.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not. What about
It's
you?
not like Hitler was like a failed police officer. Like he didn't like take the exam or something.
That was actually in his
somehow-
diaries. That's what he really wanted to be. Was a
Good
cop
play.
the whole time.
Yeah, it was actually called Mein Cop.
Yes, yes, it was. He just was all about law and order, and they were like, draw too shitty to be a cop. He wanted to be a sketch artist for the police, and it ties in with his failed art school. you
Good,
know.
yeah, that was a good pull. As I was wondering how you're gonna pull that one together.
Yeah, that's.
I was letting you ramble for that one. That was good though. 'Cause it was a nice
He's
save.
trying to be these sketch artists that he just drawing stick figures and shit.
Oh fuck.
Sergeant Leibowitz told him he didn't have what it took to be a cop.
So it's been keeping you up at night.
Just kind of like once I fall asleep, I can't stay asleep.
Is it? Do you have like flashes of the gun in your face?
Yeah,
Like blue and red like lights
yeah, kind of.
flickering in the background.
Does it make you want to get a gun?
No. I don't know, like, what about that story would make you think that I would want to
You
get
just
a gun?
feel
after that?
you wouldn't be so concerned.
Right.
You'd be like,
I think it was
I
the
am
fact
armed.
that the gun was in your face was that made you feel so.
It's like, yeah, I should have put the gun in their face, see how they like it.
exactly.
Yeah, if you could draw first, then that's how it works.
Yeah, you got whoever's got the drop, man. They got the drop on you. That's the problem.
If you had been armed, as soon as he got out of the car, he should have had the gun in.
It would have been fair. Yeah, it would have been totally fair.
Like, no, you drop it, sir. You
give me your ID, officer.
Sir.
What is your badge number? I'm gonna call it in.
Ill-advised. Don't point guns at police.
Do not try this at home.
See, I think the key is to be in just like a Speedo or onesie all the time.
So there's no question.
There's
of
no,
whether you're
I don't,
packing or
yeah.
not?
Where is it? There's no firearms. You don't need to pat me down.
Well, sir, this is a indecent exposure. Well, at least I'm not armed.
Yeah, you can plain. You don't need to touch me. You can plainly see.
Would you rather see my butt cheeks or a firearm?
That's
Your
right.
choice.
That's right, officer. Like Terry, just or or he was in like jean shorts.
Yeah, it was like booty shorts. And but that's the thing. You could still tell he wasn't armed because he also had like a midriff shirt on
Right.
and roller skates.
I'd still ask for the
You
pat
could,
down.
you could probably have a knife in your roller skate though,
Yeah,
like a
that's true.
switchblade in there. What would they do if you don't have shoes and you go to jail?
You just don't have shoes.
Yeah, is
Until
that they don't give you like
Maybe they give you some like slippers. Or
slippers,
something.
booties, or nothing?
Probably
No.
not. At least not until you're processed.
Yeah, in the
When
tank.
yeah,
you're just
in
like,
the
"Fuck you."
holding cell, I don't give a fuck. Like, yeah, you go in with what you come in with. That's the thing. Like,
Dude, my DUI was
if you're
so-
like naked, they'll give you some sort of fucking covering. I'm sure.
yeah, one of those like serial killer jumpsuits that's like made of paper.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that's really gonna keep you warm.
Oh, they don't give a fuck about you
No.
being warm. No.
Oh, I was so
They don't
cold
care
in
about your
jail.
warmth, dude.
Jail is cold, and they're not nice to you. I don't know if anyone out there knows this, but they're not very
Excuse me, sir,
kind.
These concrete floors are very uncomfortable.
Like, oh, shut the fuck up. I love that they.
Excuse me, sir. There's 27 people in a cell fit for 3. Don't worry about it. Figure
That's it?
out.
27, you say? James, we can get a few more in here. Put a couple of these drunks. My DUI was so ridiculous because it was the same night as like Nocturnal of that rave, and the drunk tank was full of people in like furry jumpsuits, fucking tripping
yeah.
balls on ecstasy.
Those people were warm. Up
Yeah,
until the
I'd
come
definitely
down.
like fall asleep on one of them. Probably comfortable.
I don't know
Oh
if
yeah,
I.
those people. Those ones are fucking emitting heat.
I don't know. I don't know if I envy them or I pity them for being on E in jail. Is it better?
Well, I mean, if I'm on E, if I'm in jail, I'd like to be on E
Right.
or on something.
If you're in
Well,
jail,
it's not like they intended to end up in jail
No.
on E.
but if you're gonna be in jail, would you rather be on ecstasy,
absolutely.
as
Yeah.
opposed to what?
sober, or I was just slowly working my way from drunk to sober, just approaching a hangover while you're awake. It was incredible.
Like, what if you're just peeking as you get arrested?
You probably wouldn't even understand what was happening until much later.
Oh yeah, no, you come down and then. Well, I mean, it depends on the severity of the ecstasy that you're on. I mean, you're. It's not like you're not aware of what's happening to you.
The severity of it. You're all, excuse me, drug dealer. How severe are these?
Right. Yeah.
Very severe. You should be careful.
Well, I mean, I did warn you that one time about the
Yes.
New Year's Eve and what happened then.
Yeah, I always joke that if a guy that takes ecstasy every day goes, "These are pretty good," that means you're about to meet fucking God herself.
Yeah.
Don't take 2 is
Yes.
the answer.
Now, I was told specifically, only take 1.
Yeah,
Because I bought enough.
he did not share that advice with me.
Yes, I did.
No, the drug dealer.
Oh, well, no, he shared it with me, which I then passed on to you.
Yeah, but she
Because
hadn't
I
taken it,
took
so what do you know?
I did take it. I took it the night before, and I told you, only take 1 of these.
I was like,
I heard from
wonderful.
you 8 hours later. I took both.
I thought I was gonna die.
Drugs are bad.
That was the worst. Then I had to. It was New Year's Eve too, so I had to sit in traffic, like for 8 hours coming home from Vegas
Oh, yeah.
with like the worst hangover of my life.
I imagine so.
Well,
But, yeah, no, I would much rather be under the influence of some sort of.
do you know when the last time I did ecstasy was? That fucking time. that was like 8 years ago. Like no more. Same thing with my DUI. It's like once I got the DUI, which is also like 7 or 8 years now,
Yeah.
I was done. I never got behind the wheel
I
again.
will say that's the one thing that I constantly comment on about you is that because we know people and I know other people that have gotten DUIs before and have continued to still drink and drive. But you're the only person that I know of that got a DUI and never since then have you had a touch of alcohol touch your lips if you're getting behind the wheel?
Dude, I lost so much. I lost my
yeah.
fucking job at the time for
Yeah.
it. So it was like not only did I have to pay like $2,800, go to fucking classes and shit.
Right.
It's like I also lost my job. So it's like, oh great, now I'm in a hole and I got to find a new job.
Right.
Better not involve driving much,
Right.
Because that's not going to work.
Well,
out.
see, I love that you got that because your job at the time required you to drive, and you still ask them like, "Hey, like, can I just hang around for a month until I get my license back?"
Because I was driving a company car,
Right.
and I was like, look, I'm only hard suspended for a month.
Yeah.
So, like, let me take a month off.
Right.
And then when I come back, I'll drive my own car instead of the company car. And they were like, how about you're just fired? I was like, yeah, that is a lot more simple, isn't it? Thank you.
This will save us so much more money.
Your plan's good. It's a little complicated. How about we just fucking fire you? That is a good idea. Shit. Why didn't I think of that?
Probably because that involved me getting fired.
You know what? If I were you, that's what I would do too. That is the better solution than the one I came up with. Yeah, but you know what? That's the only time I've ever been arrested, and I basically surrendered and confessed immediately.
Oh well, yeah.
I mean, there was no getting away.
Oh, absolutely,
it was over. Like I'm not gonna. I wouldn't. I don't want to waste the cops' time by being like, "Yeah, give me field sobriety test." I was like, "Nah, just take me to jail, dude.
Right.
Forget it."
Yeah, that's what happened to me when remember my white Nissan when that finally got impounded. I had been pulled over 3 times, received tickets both times, all 3 times for no registration, no insurance, and driving on a suspended license. After that 3rd time, the cop actually physically took my license, like took it away from me.
Yeah.
And I was still driving. And then I was on my way to help perform a B&E because I had no job, no freaking nothing at the time, and was on my way to help somebody do that. Got pulled over on the way. The cop pulls me over, and he's all license and registration. I go, nope. And he's like, what? I go, I don't have either of those things. And he
What's
goes,
that?
And he goes, oh, well, license? I was like, ha, okay. I was like, and then I just stepped out of the car. And he was like, okay, so you have no license, no registration, no insurance. I was like, no. And he goes,
Thank you for being honest. You
yeah,
can go.
well, yeah, pretty much. No, he goes, okay, thank you. He's all, give me 1 second. Typed all the information in.
I'm just gonna fuck with your life real quick.
No. He came back and he goes, so I'm gonna have to take your car.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
And he was just so blown away at how
Okay with it?
nonchalant I was. Yeah, he was like, okay. Like I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, you deserve it. Like, I was like, I don't. Yeah, this was coming. Like, I was like, all I ask is that I can take a few things out of the car. He's like,
Okay.
sure, yeah, go ahead. I was like, all right, thanks.
When
Collected my shit and then fucking waved goodbye to that fucking car,
See you never.
which had been impounded twice
Yeah, that's
or
not
repoed
good.
twice. Repo twice. I paid it off and then got it impounded.
When I got released from jail for my DUI, my wife picked me up, and I was driving home, and she was like, "Where's your ID?" And I was like, "Fuck, they didn't give it back to me."
Yeah.
So I called the jail, and I was like, "Yeah, you guys didn't give me back my ID?" And she was like, "Weren't you arrested for DUI?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, we're just gonna hold on to.
She goes, "No. They you don't get that back. You don't get that back." And I go, "Oh, okay. So how am I supposed to go to work?" And she's like, "Well, you're not driving right now, are you?" And I was like, No,
No, of course not.
no, not at all. Hold on a second.
Fool.
Just pull over real quick. Yeah, no, they don't give you that back. You have to get a whole new one.
Yeah.
They shred that one. They're
Yeah,
like,
that
no.
one's garbage now.
Yeah. Have you never been to jail, have you, man?
No.
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 Well, okay.
But see, you never got processed, right? You were just held in the drunk tank.
Yeah, I was.
Right.
I had to stay there overnight.
Yeah.
I got rolled at 11, something like
Yeah.
that, maybe midnight, and then they let me out at 7,
Right.
something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I actually got processed when I went in.
Yeah, because you had to be there longer, right?
Yeah. Well, I was given, it was 5 days, 2.5 with halftime.
Right.
And it was only it was because of those no registration, no.
Seriously, a timeout. It's just
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
we're going to put you on
basically.
timeout.
Yeah, well, there was a series of events that led up to me having to do the time, but I went in and the judge was like, okay, like we're gonna give you 5 days, like you have to serve them, like no ifs, ands, or buts. And he's like, when do you want to come back? And I was like, come back for what? And he goes, to go to jail. I was like, take me now. What do you mean? Like, what? I'm not going to come
free.
back to go to jail.
You're
Wasn't this
Actually,
when you were homeless too? It's like, hey, someone likes to sleep.
No. This was before I was homeless. That was before that.
You're probably like, well, I was just going to grab a bite to eat, and then I'll come right back. And we'll just go to jail.
Yeah, no, I
Let me
was
get
like,
some Subway.
Yeah, I was like, just take me now. Like, I'll just go in now. And they're like, okay. And then it took, I think I left the courthouse around 2 p.m. I didn't see my bed until 4 a.m. the next morning.
Right.
So got processed, fine. 4 a.m., get a bed, boom, wake up at 4:45 for breakfast. And then frickin' I was there maybe like two full days. And then got released at like 6 a.m. on the third day.
All for traffic shit.
Yep.
You didn't even.
I was hit up immediately by the wood rep, the Peckerwood.
Oh.
Rep. I walk it like the next morning, like during breakfast.
Did he have
I'm
cards?
Getting my no. He walks up.
Hi, I'm
and
Gary.
He
I'm
goes,
the wood rep.
He goes. Hey, he's all. My name's Wizard. I'm the wood rep. And I'm like,
Oh, hey, Wiz.
I'm like, okay, what's up, man? And he was like, well, I just want to give you a rundown of the way the pod works. He's like, you can pretty much talk to anybody you want. He's all, it's pretty free over here. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, all right. He's all, and just, freaking.
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah,
Have
pretty
a great
much.
time.
That's pretty much like the vibe that I got from him. It was like, yeah, it's like, just talk to whoever you want and just enjoy your time.
We got
And
some
I'm
craps
like-
over here.
Like, thanks. Didn't really need you to tell me any of this, but thanks for
Right.
scaring me, sir.
The guys play craps over there and
No,
take craps over
but
here.
that's the, it wasn't a scary experience. It was very welcoming. And
yeah.
it was because I was actually even given the choice of where to be put because my last name, Kaya.
Oh, it's like, do you want to be with the Hispanics or the white
Yes.
people?
No, exactly.
They're all, white people, please.
Yes. Yeah, they asked me. They're all okay. Do you want to be put with the whites or the Mexicans? I was like, give me the whites. Please. So just
Dirty undies, dude. The whites.
I wonder if I could request like going with Jews.
There's
Probably
not
like
enough.
the-
All
yeah.
like you and
softest
another
criminals
dude
in
named
there.
Herschel.
Yeah, I don't think you would.
Like all the guys
Want,
like
I don't
tax
think you would
evasion.
want to go into prison exclaiming that you're a Jew.
Yeah.
Given the amount of the Aryan Brotherhood that is run through a majority of prisons.
Let's be like,
Jews don't go to jail as
Go to
much.
jail.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they do.
when they do, it's like
So-
tax fraud.
yeah.
It's only because,
You
it's only
know,
because financial crimes are harder to prove. That's why. I'm not saying they shouldn't be in jail, man. Don't misunderstand me. They just don't go.
And then the other thing I remember is that someone tried to have a casual conversation with me while I was taking a shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was shitting, and then the guy came into because it was think a series of a line of toilets, and the only thing between the toilets are a small concrete wall that only cover you from the waist down. Okay, that's all it is.
Yeah.
No doors, right? And then in front of you are a line of sinks with mirrors, right? And so a guy walks in while I'm shitting, comes in, is like combing his hair, and then is like, hey, he sees me in the mirror, like in the reflection of the mirror. I can see
Like,
myself.
no eye contact.
Yeah, I can see myself shitting in this dude's mirror, right? And so he just goes, hey, how's it going? I was like,
Pretty shitty.
Yeah.
I was like, it's going all right. Just shitting.
Yeah, hey, dude, yeah, it's good. You want to do some scenes from Full Metal Jacket?
And he's like, yeah, so that's pretty. She's like, how's it going? I was like, I'm going, just shitting. And he's like, cool, sounds good.
You're all,
And
okay,
then,
buddy.
right? But then, the one thing that gave me comfort was the first actual night, right? Was that farts are still funny in jail.
Oh, sure.
Well, I mean, what else? You gotta cling to something in there.
Exactly, right? Because it was, dude, it had to be 3:00 in the morning. There's like a couple chatter here and there, but other than that, just dead silence. And then just out of nowhere, just one huge fart. The entire pod bursts into fucking laughter, just dying. And I'm like, all right, that's cool.
It's the original joke.
The next morning,
Somebody
I
got
did-
stabbed.
No, the next morning I did wake up to find that my shoes had been switched out with a smaller size. They didn't steal them; they just switched them out.
Oh, he won't notice.
I could barely fit my toes into like the sandal. It's like a one flap over sandal type of deal.
Yeah, they want you to be able to run.
Right.
So they give you flippity flops.
Good times.
Good times, yeah. It's hard out there. I feel for police. They have to deal with people that are constantly lying to them, very suspicious of them, maybe a bit afraid of them.
Absolutely.
That makes them act in certain ways.
But then you do have the police officers that.
Oh, not
Yeah.
everybody should be a cop. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
And probably if you really want to be one, there's probably something fucking wrong with you anyway. You should almost be reluctant to be a police officer. You're like, I can't wait to get out there and arrest people for crimes and ruin their lives. Not that they should be committing those crimes, but it's a scary thing to do.
I think if you have the desire and your desire is to stop people from committing crimes, that's one thing. But when you have the desire to
Punish people.
to punish and to have authority
You're just like,
over.
there's nothing I
over-
fucking hate more than a Jewish guy with a scraggly beard, giant
Drinking-
fucking drinking hand.
agua fresca at
Oh,
4:30 in the
I'm
morning.
over here dying of thirst. He's got his wealth of fucking agua fresca. I'm gonna put my gun in this kid's fucking face. Do you see if the cop was older than you, or did he look younger
About
than
the
you?
same age. He was Hispanic though.
Okay.
Not white.
Okay. Yeah, it's always fucked up when I see a cop that like clearly looks like 21, and I'm like, shut the fuck up, kid. No, I don't care if you have a badge and a gun. You're a fucking child. I can see by your face.
Right.
You have 0 lines in your face. Yeah. You do not have authority.
The laws of
Certain
nature say
and
I
like
don't
not
have to
all
listen.
not all female cops, but some. I'm like, no way. No, she's gonna have to tase me.
And she will.
She
will not
better.
hesitate.
She better tase or shoot me because it's like there's no way. She's gonna. Well, she'll probably outrun me, but there's no way we're gonna throw down. Like I've seen a chick cop that was like 5'1". I'm like, no way, dude.
So
It's
wait,
on.
are you saying no? Like I'm not going to let this woman arrest me?
Or no, you can physically.
Like, if it came down
you
to
can
it-
physically beat this woman in.
If I had-
a
yeah.
physical
Yeah, it's that. It's like, yeah, if you want to arrest me, good luck.
Okay,
I mean,
what do you think?
better not
that
tase
you-
me. It better tase me, rather. Better tase me, pepper spray me, get your gun out. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a dick because I mean they are trained. They are trained, but it's just.
Oh yeah, they have way more training.
I'm just
than
looking
you
at
do.
physics. It's just like, man,
Well, hey man, low man wins, dude, in most grappling matches.
low man,
Yeah, it's the lowest center of gravity is gonna win.
low main. I know about that.
Dude, I guarantee the second you tried to put your hand on any female cop, she would
Oh, she'd probably
fucking
break my ass.
wreck your world.
Yeah,
dude.
probably.
Destroy you.
I don't know. It's just you just look at them. They're all cute and like 5'1".
Yeah, and then you get fucking wrecked
I don't know.
immediately.
I didn't say all of them. There's a few of them. I'm like, oh, whoa, no, that's okay.
The ones that are bigger than you? Is
like-
that what you're saying?
Yeah, Brienne of Tarth and shit. Just in a cop uniform. But like what was our campus cop?
Oh.
She looked like a little boy.
Terry? The Terry something?
I can't remember, but she looked like she had like a bowl
Yeah,
cut,
she-
like
yeah.
a fucking 7-year-old boy,
Yeah.
and she was like 5'4".
Yeah, she was pretty small.
I'm sure. Again, probably kicked some ass, but
I mean, she was cool, but like, she was also kind of a dick.
yeah,
But I think you have to be, though.
If you want to be a campus cop on a high school,
well, especially a female
you must get
campus cop on a high school fucking.
You must have fucked up to get that beat.
Yeah.
You must have said something about the commissioner's wife.
Either that or that's like a hazing type of deal. Like you have to do that as part of your freaking. It's part of your requiem.
You're like the captain's son, and you're not very good, but he got you into the force anyway. You're like, just stick him on the high school. It'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen? And it's like that shooting where the fucking security guard fucking ran away like a pussy. Mm. Well, that was the most recent one, right? He's actually getting...
Oh, yeah, didn't he shoot somebody?
Shooting.
No. He didn't do shit.
Oh, no, okay, yeah.
He
no,
just hit by his
fucking
car.
ran
He
away.
fucking hid.
Yeah.
You could hear, like, there's video or whatever. You can hear, like, the alarm going off and fucking gunfire.
Dude, you know, that dude don't get paid fucking...
No, he's an
enough,
off-duty... He was like an off-duty cop.
Oh, well, fuck that guy then.
And he was...
No, yeah, he was an actual cop.
Yeah.
I was like, how far along was he till retirement?
Right.
He's like, damn, it's only 3 days till retirement. I can't do this. I don't know. I can't blame him. I don't know how I would react. But then again, I wouldn't take that fucking job.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's my responsibility to protect kids from this exact thing.
Well, I imagine you probably take the gig thinking that it's...
There's no way this will happen.
Yeah. Right. I mean,
I'm going to break up some fist fights between these jock kids.
Yes, the school shooting is something that we hear about often, but I don't think it's something that... I mean, because really, when was the last one that we heard about? You know, what I mean? I'm sure it's happening, but like, there's not. You know, we don't have Columbines happening every freaking other month or something.
See,
Yeah,
that's the thing though, is that that's where it's at. That's the standard is every other month. How about 2 a year?
Right.
That's still a fucking.
No, yeah,
it's still way too many.
Yeah.
You know. But,
absolutely. But I'm saying you take that job exactly.
Oh,
with
there's
that
millions
mindset,
of schools.
There's no way it's going to happen here.
I'm in,
There's no way.
I'm in just some sleepy town in Pennsylvania. You know, no way little Timmy's going to show up with his dad's AR-15.
Right.
Sure as fuck, here he comes with his trench coat.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'd like to believe that I would at least try to shoot at him and like maybe wound some other people by probably missing him. And I don't know. I don't know if I'd hide. Especially if it was my job.
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't have I definitely would have turned my camera off.
Well, I would also think that it has to do with where you are in your life at that point.
You're like, oh man.
You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, I'm divorced. I have I think if you're at your breaking point, then maybe you're gonna
you just say fuck you Rambo it.
Yeah, like you got some shit to lose.
No, it's like I just got a brand new Tesla. Like I haven't even driven it twice yet. I just want to.
I've only been driving it back and forth from school.
He was on the rebirth, like he's recovering from a financially crippling divorce and
he's just
losing his kids. But now he's got the Tesla and he's got like a nice condo.
He's a former alcoholic, dude. He was gonna get his 5-year chip tomorrow. He's like, oh man, I'm just gonna sit this one out. It'll work itself out. He can't. How much ammunition could he possibly have? It'll stop eventually. The real cops will get here soon enough. When the cops get here, they're going to need some directions as to where everything is in the school. So I'm going to have to hang back.
I have the most information. They're good. That's going to be valuable.
Like, what's the shooter look like? No clue. I've been out here.
He's got a gun.
Check out this sweet Tesla I bought, though, officer. So, Matt, you were kind of like that guy from Stand and Deliver, huh?
He was a teacher?
Edward James Olmos?
Oh, damn it. I can't remember the name of the movie. This is going to be another one of those things. Which one where Cuba Gooding Jr. was really young and he gets fucked with by the police? Is it
Boys in the Hood?
Is it Boys in the Hood?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were like Cuba and Boys in the Hood?
He was a
Yeah,
black
sure.
teen in 1980s L.A.
I mean, there's some similarities.
Not
He was
much.
innocent, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that's one.
He was scared. He was, and he's being fucked with by the police for no reason. Mm-hmm. Those are similar.
Not enough to draw comparisons.
Yeah,
to.
no.
I mean, similar though.
Maybe in Matt's mind.
No, I didn't bring this up. Don't no. And I mean, don't get me wrong. Like the shit that happened to me is so much more tamer than the shit that's happening to so many other people out there.
Well, yeah, you didn't get shot
Exactly.
or arrested
Yeah.
or anything else.
Yeah.
Even
really.
physically touched.
I was.
Yeah.
It was more of a minor inconvenience.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't like assaulted. They didn't
Right.
touch you.
No.
Right? Right. So,
You're fine.
Yeah. I just need to stop being so white and get over it.
yeah, probably. I mean, you said you're like losing sleep over it. and
Yeah.
shit? Yeah.
We should help him out, dude. It's just because he's never had a gun pointed at him. We should just start pointing guns at Matt at a regular.
Help acclimate me to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Just every. Oh God, please don't do
Just
that.
randomly.
Just every time I come over,
like,
you're
oh, hey,
just
buddy.
hiding around a
no,
corner.
not every time. See, you got to do it sporadically so that it's not,
Less traumatic.
Yeah.
Usually from the back seat, just reach around and put one to his head. Like, hey, buddy, don't worry about it. Nothing's gonna happen. Okay, it's for your own good.
Or just like Pulp Fiction, have him in the back seat, and then you turn around and just casually lean the gun in his face.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Marvin, what do you think? Think God came down?
Yeah, like not like maybe we should just be like a non-aggressive thing.
No,
Just
I think
kinda
I'll just work on it on my own. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Start sending him texts.
Don't want to
pictures of
accidentally
guns.
shit myself in front
people
of you
pointing
guys.
the gun straight forward, like
Yeah, like that shooting range poster with
Yeah.
the guy pointing the gun at you. Just put that on Matt's door. Every time he closes his door, sees that guy.
Tape it to my ceiling every time I
it
go
drops
to bed.
down, or a pop
Not
up.
what I was thinking. Yeah.
Watch the Police Academy movies as well would probably help you. Just and the cops in general.
Colors.
Yeah, anything to just get yourself acclimated.
I'm sure I'll be fine.
Yeah, you probably will.
I worry about you because you were very non-compliant. If maybe this had happened to you on a regular basis, you would have just complied immediately, and it wouldn't have been a big deal.
It's a dangerous game you're playing. At the not doing what they tell you to do.
The thing was he was listening to Rage Against the Machine the whole evening before.
No, I mean my mentality is I am in the right, they are in the wrong, and so I.
Right, but they don't know that.
Yeah, but I did. Why won't they just listen to a complete stranger that they're holding up on the street?
Because absolutely every person they meet lies to them.
It's called trust. Maybe if cops had a little bit more trust in people.
Right.
They know they shouldn't.
think-
They should have no trust in people.
Yeah, I think really the takeaway from this story is don't be on the street at 4:30 in the morning.
Dude,
And
it's
be
your
wherever I
natural.
want.
It's at least my natural instinct to lie to the police, even when I don't have a reason to.
Absolutely.
I'm just scared. Even
Yeah.
when I'm not breaking the law, I'm still like a little nervous around.
Do you know how
cops.
fast you were going? 15 miles an hour.
One time, Jay and I got pulled over for my tags, right? And my registration was on point, but I hadn't put the sticker on yet.
Right.
And they have two cops, and they come to either side, right? So Jay's in the passenger side, and they're interviewing us at the same time, right? And the guy goes to me, and he's like, "So where are you guys headed?" And I'm like, "We're in a band. We're on our way to practice." Right, and the other cop is kind of asking Jay the same kind of questions, like, "Hey, who are you? Where are you going?" Right, and he's like, "A band. You got any drugs in the car?" I'm like, "Nope." And of course, I had weed in the car, and I was like, "Nope." And the cop's like, "If you have a little weed in here, it's not a big deal." I'm like, "No,
Right.
nope, I'm not fucking copping to that. Fuck
Yeah.
you, get a dog." So, but then during the course of this, right, he goes, "Oh, what kind of band are you? You guys play covers or you just do originals?" And I go, "Oh, we don't do any covers." And the cop on the right asked Jay, and he goes, "We're a cover band." Right? And luckily they weren't actually listening to each other.
Right.
Right?
Just
So
having
as
two
soon
separate
as we
interviews.
pull away, I'm like, "Why would you fucking lie?" Why would you fucking lie about that? Are you afraid he's going to find our band online or something? And be like, "I knew these fucking guys."
Oh, they totally sound like stoner metal. They
I
had
knew
weed in
it.
them.
I knew they weren't a fucking original band. Only wanted to see a cover band. It was weird. It was a strange way to fucking lie.
Yeah.
Another great one, another time Jay and I got pulled over. Again, I was driving, and I changed lanes without signaling. and actually cut off a cop, so he had no choice.
Smart,
But
yeah,
but
right.
I didn't see him; he was turning right, and the cop goes again. I got weed in the car. This time it was in my center console. All I did was throw my hat over it.
Yeah.
Right, so it smells pretty good. And then the cop comes up and he goes, you know why I stopped you? I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. I was something wrong with the car. I just had to pull over real quick. And he's like, uh-huh. He's like, do you have weed in the car right now? I was like, no. He's like, you been smoking any weed today? No, nope. And he goes to Jay, he goes, how about you, man? You smoke any weed today? And Jay's like, I just got off work. It's like, what does that imply? That you were about to smoke some weed, but you hadn't had a chance yet?
Or, of course, I've smoked some weed. I just got off work.
Of course, officer. But yeah, dude, that was another time where I was just like, no way. Like, even though it wouldn't have been a big deal because I didn't have very much, I was like, no, I am not telling you I have anything. And the cop was looking at me with like one raised eyebrow.
Right. He's like, dude, I can see
He's
it.
like, I have
Like, I
a
can
nose.
Yeah.
I'm like 2 feet away from it. I can tell. But even him, again, because that's what happened was he was like, it's not worth it. It's not even worth his fucking effort
Right.
to go like, come on, get out of the car. Let me find it. Because then what? He writes me a ticket. He's like, oh, fuck. I don't even want to write
He's got to
a
go
ticket.
to court.
Yeah, it's like produce evidence. He doesn't want to do any of that shit. He was just like, here's your ticket for your illegal,
Right.
turn.
Out of my way.
Get out of here. Plus, we had a ton of band equipment in the back, so it was kind of obvious.
Right.
Either that we were a band or had just robbed a band.
Right.
And the way I used to have it all tied down with rope because someone stole my tailgate
Yeah.
looked very much like I had stolen all of it and had no
But
plan.
not if you were missing a tailgate. Then it's obvious why it's roped down.
So is this the best plan this guy's got?
If anything, it looks like you stole the truck than anything.
Just threw all the equipment in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been let go quite. That I guess that is the white privilege. Is I've been let go several times where it just wouldn't have happened to anybody else.
Yeah, I got pulled over, caught with weed and a pipe. The cop just made me break my pipe, which was pretty devastating.
Yeah, I got
He
pulled
gave me a
over.
ticket, nothing. Just made me break my pipe. And it was, remember the gun case?
Oh yeah,
Bubbler? He made me chuck that fucking thing.
That
I
was
got
a
to
good
keep
one.
the case,
That was a good one.
but I had to throw the bubbler. And he was like, he's like, you got to break it. He's like, you can go. He's like, you can walk, but you have to break this fucking pipe.
shit.
It's like, you motherfucker. It's like, all right. I just chucked it.
Yeah.
I watched it broke in 2 pieces. Clink.
So sad.
Testament to the durability of that piece, too.
Yeah, I got pulled over once on the way home. I didn't have my own ID. I had someone else's ID because I was under 18 and I was buying cigarettes with their expired ID. I was in a car that was not registered to me, and I had a gram in my shirt pocket. And I walked with nothing.
Well, how old were you?
17.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're fucking not going to deal with you.
Yeah.
They're all, we'll catch you next time. We'll catch you in 6 months when you turn 18, and then we can fucking bust you and do something about it.
Yeah, he's like, I really want to incarcerate you. So
No, yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
not going to bust you yet.
I mean, Christ, dude, I got pulled again. I got 3 tickets for driving with no registration, no insurance, and on a suspended license. And was let go. On 2 of the times with the suspended license, I got let go and was allowed to keep my license
and drive away.
and drive away.
Yeah, those are bad cops. Those are cops that didn't want to actually do their fucking job the first time. You're like, oh, well, I got to impound your car, buddy.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, good times. Good times. Didn't one of those times when you got your car impounded, you got back to it at the impound yard and a bunch of shit was missing?
No. It's always been returned just fine. I've always gotten my shit back.
Matt, they were trying to repo you forever and they couldn't get into your complex, right?
No.
No?
No, Matt was hiding his car.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Not in my complex, though.
No,
You're just
he
blocking
parked
it in
in-
with another car?
No, I
No.
was parking it like a
In
couple
like a-
blocks away from my actual house.
Yeah.
I figured, hey, I'll get some exercise while I try
in
and
one of
hide my
those
card.
neighborhoods that's
Yeah.
that's like across the way.
Didn't they came to your grandma's house to take one of your cars, right?
They sure did.
Yeah.
And I chased them down in my boxers at like 3:00 in the morning.
Dude.
And that was the Nissan too. That got impounded. They got impounded. That was repoed twice. The first time they were like, okay, you pay us the 3 months that you owe. And then the second time, it was like, fuck you, pay us the remainder of the loan that you owe.
Yeah, no, fuck you, keep it.
Well, no, at that point, I was like, okay, here's the money for it. So I paid it off, and then it got impounded by the police for no registration.
Because you had no more money for insurance and registration. Well, this has been an interesting podcast. It's been kind of a police
very
police themed. Make sure you get like sounds of them beating Matt up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Ah! Matt, can you make some I'm getting beaten up noises real fast?
No.
You can't even help Kaya's out.
No,
All right.
I have some left over from the Dungeons and Dragons episode.
Okay, good. Just like, get on the ground.
Yeah.
Ow, ow.
Yeah, I got Matt's ow in there. Ow. Ow.
Then play the actual police songs. Like
Sting.
Okay.
Yeah, don't stand so
What-
close to
what-
me
yeah.
with your gun out.
No, I imagine Matt getting beat to every little thing she does is magic.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's got a good tempo to that.
Yeah.
yeah.
The nice swinging tempo.
No, if for longevity, it should be like Queen's "We Will Rock You." You know, boom, boom, smack. Oh, well, okay. We're still working on our T-shirts and our shit. We're still going to do that.
Yeah. That's a monetary issue that we have. We have the designs. We should maybe do a fundraiser.
Yeah, maybe.
Do some kind of Patreon or something. But then we need to produce things.
Yeah, it's
for
like,
these
you want us
people
to make our
have.
shirts?
Pay
Give us
us.
money so you can buy our shirts.
Hey, guess what? Give me $10. I'll make you a shirt.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to be. It'll be a
We'll
funny
do it
one.
by order, like a made to order T-shirts
Matt's going to stitch it
by hand.
like Jesus in the Technicolor Dreamcoat. He's going to put it together through pieces of other band shirts that he has. Well, all right. Well, we will see you guys next week. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and all our social medias.
And comment, please leave comments.
Yeah.
Because of Instagram and Facebook and their whole algorithm type of shit that they run now, we really need interactions.
Let us know that you're
on the
listening.
pages. Yeah, just leave us a comment. Like I said, I've said before, a comment about what you liked about the show, or just say, anything on the posts will help really bring it forth to everyone that's following it. We don't know exactly who's seeing it and who's not seeing it. But yeah, definitely interactions. Again, and let us know. Let us know what you guys think, what you want to hear, if there's anything else that, if there's any kind of ideas that you guys would like to hear us talk about, in episodes like this where it's just three of us. I do know Irene, shout out to our buddy Irene, mentioned a pet peeve episode.
What's up, wifey?
Which I do think we do owe her. She's been one of the first ones to throw a suggestion at us.
We'll have to
So,
do that. Yeah, maybe in the comment section, just describe how you think the cop would have escalated with Matt had he not
Right.
just handed over his ID. And yeah, give us some show ideas as well.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily show ideas, but just
Topics.
sure topics. Give us something that you want to hear us talk about. Anything else? Just let us know.
All right.
We will listen. I promise.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
Adios,
Bye,
kids.
guys.
See you next week.